Hello and welcome to episode 63 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I'm Jeff Mao.
And Jeff, I would just like to take a brief moment, take my hand. We are here in remembrance of our fallen brother, Luigi. Luigi Mario.
Luigi Mario. 24
he,
years old.
He was brutally slain by a skeletal demon man.
Yes.
So unfair, so young.
Literally killed by death.
Was he actually supposed to be 24 years old?
But that's canon.
Okay, whatever.
Said Mario twins and Mario's 24.
So I would like to take a 10-second moment of silence, okay? Everyone listening at home, grab the hand of your loved ones, your pet, whatever, your own
Don't
hand.
give any context.
And all right, let's do it. Okay. Amen. Jeffrey, how are you doing this fine Saturday?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm rejuvenated from our beach weekend last weekend that we missed.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I don't know if that was rejuvenating for Jeff. Jeff's kind of having to recover from the beach because the sun brutally assaulted his feet.
Dumbass.
I don't know. Jeff sunburns to an alarming degree every time we're out in the sun at all.
I can never get a job that involves working outdoors.
Yeah, I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
Would not recommend it for you. But we did, if you missed it, we did a discussion of the Super Smash Bros. Direct that happened last week.
And we did a live reaction, and on the video I have put timestamps for all the what I call major reactions / announcements and where the discussion starts.
And there was a lot of them, Jeff.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff going on at Direct. So, yeah, if you want to see our live reactions, go on YouTube, or in this podcast feed, you can just find our after reaction discussion. Some good stuff there.
Yep. And we're going to talk about some other stuff from it later. Yeah.
That we missed or that people smarter than us have figured out since then.
And but since I think this is a very full podcast, I'm going to have timestamps for that as you wanted to skip to that.
Yeah. So, Jeff, let's very quickly, before we get into all the news that we've missed, talk about what we've been playing. And there is one game, it's kind of a different one for us that I want to talk about. Over our beach trip, we played Secret Hitler, which is a board game where you can jump in if I get anything wrong. But basically, your group that you're playing with is split into two sections. People are either fascist or liberals. And if you're whether you're fascist or liberal, you're trying to get liberal or fascist policies put down on the table. And there's always more liberals than fascists, so it's usually when it starts like
it's more fascist than liberal. Oh, you mean people-wise?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. There's more liberal people than fascist people. So if you're fascist, you're trying to act like you're liberal, and everyone else is trying to like determine who's who or whatever. And there's one person who's Hitler.
Yeah, one of the fascists is Hitler.
Yeah, and like basically, if you put enough if you win enough of your policies, and then you elect Hitler to chancellor, which is the whole thing in that game, then the fascists win, or if liberals just get enough policies, they win.
Or they kill Hitler.
Yeah, this is kind of like a dumbed down, just like broad view of it. There's like you could see all the different specifics of it if you go play it, but it's super fun.
Yep.
For a group of people. It's one of those games where you have to lie your way through it, and it's a lot of deception and everything. Jeff's pretty good at it.
I did pretty good.
But I recommend it. Like, we don't really talk about party board games very much on here, but that is something I enjoy doing. It's obvious we don't do it as much because it's hard to get a group of people all the time.
Yeah.
But whenever you are able to, it's something I recommend.
So like we're talking to everyone. Remember, we had a full group of 10 in there.
Which would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, we need our group then, and Tyler, his girlfriend, and get the other Alex there.
Yeah. Because you have to have at least 5 people to play this. You can play 5 and up to 10. Is 10 the limit? Like 10 is the limit, right? Yeah. 5 to 10 people. So you have to have a pretty big group, but you can get it online. It's a super, super fun board game. I really enjoy it.
Man, it'd be fun to do a let's play of that, but I've no idea how to get the cameras worked out.
I would want 2 cameras, so we have one camera at the board at all times and the other camera on all of us. It wouldn't be that hard. I would just have to figure that out. Like we'd have to get 2 different things going on, which we could do it. We will. I want to do that. I want to commit to doing that at some point.
Okay, Dari. I'm just spitballing out here with the good people watching.
With the good people.
You know, we're talking about that potential 24-hour stream thing. No promises.
Yeah.
Talking about we could just try to test and maybe try it there for a session.
I think that would be a good place to do it, especially when we already have a bunch of people crowd together, and it's like that could be the late night thing. Like, okay. Let's all sit down and play Secret Hitler. It could be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want that, and even if you don't want that, I want to do it. So like, we're gonna try to do it. I think we can.
Yep.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to do my normal podcast thing and go get a LaCroix because my mouth is so dry. But
even LaCroix's here. Do they stock them for you?
I think they do.
Well, Dory, I gotta tell you something. You know how we took that cooler back to my house?
I know I left stuff there.
I tried a LaCroix. I hated it.
Most people do, Jeff.
I really did not like it.
Continue.
But let's see. Okay, I guess we'll talk to regular games we played. I have 2 of them that aren't Octopath, so no reason to talk about that. Actually, we have a third one, but we're gonna get to that later. First game I played was the We Happy Few VR Uncle Jack Live.
Okay, you got to that.
Yep, I decided to try that out. Yep. Yeah, so it's a free VR thing for We Happy Few, which I had not played We Happy Few, the regular game. Probably not going to happen anytime soon until it goes down in price.
Yeah, lots of mixed reviews on it.
Yeah, still interested in it, so that could be a good Black Friday game.
But $60 is steep.
Yeah. So what you do in the VR thing, this guy called Uncle Jack, if you've seen We Happy Few trailer, you've probably seen the guy on TV who's trying to give all the news. Mm-hmm. Make everything sound so happy and everything. What you're doing, the way the VR, the game's set up is you are a lucky winner who gets to kind of run the Uncle Jack show and send him the news. So you're in like a TV station, you're seeing him in front of you, like him live in front of you, then the TV, like what the people are seeing. Yeah. To the side of you, you have these stories, and they're either good or bad. Uncle Jack says before like the show starts airing, like, you better make sure you give me good news now. None of the bad stuff, because We Happy Few. Everyone's got to be happy. The guy was making sure everyone's happy.
Right.
Everything's So I sent him a good thing at first, like, okay, whatever. He read it, blah blah blah. Then I saw the other news, like, let's see what happens when I send him about bad news.
Yeah.
It was about someone being murdered, and he was like, when he was reading, it's like, because like, so he tries to
like change.
He lies about it and says like, there is no murder going on, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then.
So is the objective to like sneak bad news in or something?
No, it's just a quick little free demo thing. It's just kind of pretty much do whatever.
Is there any objective to it, really?
I guess I mean mainly just send good news or whatever. But when I sent him bad news, stuff was going on. Alarms started going off, and I looked to my right and seeing the TV station, riots going on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's in bad news, so I destroyed the illusion that this is a peaceful society.
You very quickly cause riots, then.
Yeah.
If it's like in the matter of time that you're in this demo.
So Uncle Jack was kind of pretty much like, yeah, this is your fault. Everything went.
So, I mean, did it make you feel like more interested in this world because of this demo?
It didn't really change anything, because it was pretty much what I already knew from it.
Right.
Like, it didn't really show me anything new.
Yeah.
Other than, I guess, introduce me a little more to the Uncle Jack
So
character.
Is this just a little, like, self-contained VR thing, or is there going to be a full VR thing that you can buy? Like, after
No, this is just a self-contained thing. Because it would make sense, especially now that Compulsion Games is now owned by Microsoft, why they put that. Because this is a PSVR only thing.
Right.
So.
That would be strange. But, I mean, it could go into other VR stuff, but yeah.
So, it ended very quickly. I didn't go back to it because partly time thing. I had to do other things. Like, fun little thing.
But free, right?
Yep, free.
I mean, like, I do think that is one thing that PSVR and all VR can do is, like, these little experiences for a lot of these games that don't need to be anything too crazy. Even, like, there's stuff like even Horizon Zero Dawn. I would like almost any of those open world games, even God of War, just give me a VR thing where I can just look around would be cool. Just I know that takes so much work. It's easy for me to just say, hey, do this thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think a lot of times those shorter VR things will kind of be half-baked just because they're shorter VR things that don't matter. But it's cool little things.
The other thing, just speaking of, like, shorter VR things, like I've said before, I want a full Danganronpa thing because I played the demo and I thought that was really cool. I didn't know what was going on. It's like, I see this being very cool. There's just a full version of this.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I also started playing Danganronpa earlier today. I have no thing to say about that because I'm early on, so it's just kind of set up.
Yeah.
So I'll just get to that later.
So stay tuned for more things.
I'm enjoying it so far. Bunch of, I'm forgetting the right word.
Visual novel? Or,
Visual novel. I'm talking about the characters there.
Waifu.
Anime tropes, kind of. It was just see where that goes. It makes me think, okay, who's more likely going to be killing people? But it's like, I've watched so much anime with so much manga. It's like, I've seen every single one of these tropes kill people, so I have no idea.
It's so tropey that
it's like so tropey that I can see any of you doing it.
They actually hide the killer in tropes.
Yes.
It's actually... Does it seem self-aware? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Monokuma or whatever.
Yeah.
Was more names like, obviously. That's not the most serious guy.
No, you don't say.
Showing us so far.
Well, you have anything else?
I got one more thing.
Okay.
I played the demo for Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Ooh.
It's coming out next month.
Ooh, Jeff.
Yeah, so the way the demo is set up, it's the first 3 chapters, I think counting the prologue. So 3 regular missions, all the story stuff that's wrapped up in that. And this is like Octopath Traveler, a demo where your progress carries over, which is nice. And it has some bonus missions I can do to help upgrade my characters more if I want to and just play around some more. Okay. Even has like a demo exclusive mission where I don't think it affects your progress, but it's just a fun thing just a mission you have your characters are more powered up and you can just kind of do.
Okay.
To learn more of the basics and stuff.
Yeah, when I've seen some just footage of the obviously I played about 10-ish maybe hours of Valkyria Chronicles 1. And I still need to get back to it. It's not that I wasn't enjoying it. I just really need to.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's what I'm going to play first. So, I haven't really been paying that much attention to 4. Mm-hmm. So, when I finally did see some of this demo, I was like, oh, wow, this really does look like 1. Just the combat system and everything.
Yep. From the looks to the combat system, it does feel a lot of 1.
Style, yeah.
The main thing is, remembering right, there's an extra class, Grenadier, I don't know if that's the right word or how you pronounce it or anything. Yeah. Pretty much... So when they set up this thing and they launch grenades, and right now that seems very powerful because it can go very it felt like halfway across the map you can launch it, and it's like a big area of effect thing.
Yeah,
but you kind of have to be careful where they launch it because if you set them up a certain place and a wall would naturally block it, you can't fire it.
Yeah.
Or you would hurt yourself.
So how long is this demo?
I think I played 4.5 hours.
Oh,
There's still more to do. I mean, I was taking my time with setup and everything, but it was 3 chapters of this game, and it had good mission variety. The first one was, I think it was just a basic defeat all the enemies, that kind of stuff. Yeah. The second one was reach the destination or whatever, capture the enemy's main camp, and to do that, it's you thought you did it at first. And then it's oh no, you're only halfway through. You got to go through this whole other thing to do it. Okay. And they had these guys with, I guess machine guns or whatever, at the top that were firing down on you. So you had to use snipers and then grenadier, class to try to get them, or just any way to get them. Before you can move through. Okay. And the third mission, which was a very interesting one, was it was a very foggy area, and there were tanks around. Okay, yeah,
I think I remember there being some fog areas in the first one where you couldn't see things until they were really close up.
Yeah, and there were, you can tell there were a bunch of tanks everywhere, but a good many of those tanks are fake.
Okay. That's
so you had to get up really close to see if they were real or not.
Right.
And then if they were real, they started firing on you, depending where you are when you look at it.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and then if it's a fake one, you can use it. There's sometimes I immediately see it's fake, and then people were firing at me that I didn't see, so I used it as cover.
Right.
Real quick. And did that, and then once you did you had to find the tanks. You didn't have to kill the tanks. You did it so people that are outside the battle can fire at the tanks and destroy them.
Yeah.
And after you found all the tanks, there was a change in the map or whatever, your objective, and you had to fire at a post, like a tower, to change some numbers on it so you can tell them where the tanks are with a sniper.
Okay.
So you had to position your snipers to hit that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So cool.
A lot of fun. I just love this. the ways Valkyria Chronicles does the strategy RPG thing, where you're actually controlling them and aiming.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
like a really interesting concept. It's like, I mean, it really does seem like, I honestly don't even know which one came first. I would imagine Fire Emblem maybe did, but...
Oh, but okay, Dari, let me put it this way.
I don't know when...
No, I just so people know. Valkyria Chronicles, the first one, is the first Valkyria Chronicles, and that's like 10 years old this year.
Oh, yeah.
Fire Emblem came in like the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah, it really does seem like aesthetically and everything else, like, it's like, what if we took Fire Emblem and kind of kept the core... like strategy of it or whatever, but change the perspective. It's like what can we do to make this different or whatever? Because it's very much the kind of the way you think about Fire Emblem, but it changes a lot of things because you have the verticality. There's people up above you that you have to worry about, and like all the different things, where you're actually like moving the characters.
Yeah,
right?
and
really cool.
it kind of works because you're using guns. You have to.
It's
aim
like in a way,
stuff.
it's top down and it's also tactical, and it's something very kind of. It seems like, at least to me, very identifiable as Valkyria Chronicles. Like I don't know many games that have this type of Very
and the storybook art style really works because. I was going to say this. The Switch port so far, I played Switch in the handheld the whole time, mainly because I wanted to try that out.
Yeah.
It runs great, in my opinion.
That's good.
There might have been very little slowdown in places, but this isn't the kind of game where that doesn't matter. And it was very little, like barely noticeable. It's something I was trying to watch for it. The only main downgrade I can, like, kind of major thing is some of the bushes aren't as noticeable and. The Switch version in handheld mode compared to PS4. Like, so very
the bushes, Jeff.
Yeah, so I'm getting at very tiny things most people won't even notice anyway, unless you're looking at it side by side. So,
right.
Main reason I want to try this demo, especially so far ahead, is do I want to get the Switch version of this game? Will it run well? And the answer is yes. The Switch version seems to be a great port.
Seems like that would be where I would want to play it.
Oh yeah. So I recommend the Switch port.
It's got the Jeff.
And good news is the demo's free, so if you have a Switch and something else, you could try it on both.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm not going to, so I don't have to play it again, but I'm all in on Switch.
Yeah. Hey, Delmar. Hey, buddy. All right, ready for the news, Jeff?
Yes.
Hit me with that news jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jangle derby.
We got to catch up for some
we had to do 2 weeks, and so we're not even going through the Evo stuff.
No, we're kind of being a little selective because we have 2 weeks of stuff to go on.
Okay, well, the other way. Negan's really weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's pretty strange.
We mentioned the Smash Direct last week. We're gonna get to that more later. But there were two other major things that we knew ahead of.
It was the very next morning.
Yeah, and then the day after that thing. First thing, the day after the Smash Direct, we had a Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
We did.
And what's special about that is it's the first gameplay trailer.
Yeah. Which we've been talking on this podcast a lot about, okay, when are we gonna start seeing?
Yeah, as someone who's not all in on the Red Dead hype, I'm kind of as an outsider, this thing's really weird, and part of me was I get why people are excited, but I need to see more before I get why people are calling it the second coming of Christ.
It is, I still do stand by just the way they've marketed Red Dead Redemption 2 has been strange. We've
known about it. It was announced 2 years ago, and we've just now saw gameplay a month before it comes out.
But a lot of it, I think, came from the delay. If the delay didn't, I think they really wanted it to be a short tail on, the blowout to when it comes out. And I think part of what this whole time has been, they delayed it pretty significantly twice. And I don't think that was necessarily planned for, obviously. But all of that aside, just looking at what they actually showed, I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks...
Got some notes.
This kind of, just getting my impression just right off the bat, it looks very much just like the natural progression of Red Dead, but I mean, I don't want that to make it sound any worse than it is. It's crazy how much visual improvement there is.
That visual detail, one thing I didn't see till the second time was when, I think it was Arthur Morgan, the character you play as, he was knocked out of the bar or something, and he was knocked in the mud.
Yeah.
And then you notice all the mud on him, it'd be what you would expect the way he was knocked in the mud.
When he hits the mud, the imprint on there, it's exactly what it was, and he starts to get up and it moves. It looks like real mud. It's imagine how much time someone spent just on the mud. Yeah. The mud physics. It's ludicrous. It's
Dari, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. That trailer got me more hyped. It's hey, I could see myself getting this game at some point. Once hearing, it's not going to be a right away thing because, again, I'm not all in. And, Dragon Quest, Spider-Man, all that.
There's so many other things. But down the road. Who knows?
More down the line and hearing like how you feel about it. And
yeah.
everyone else.
You have guinea pigs, but like it doesn't surprise me because like I know that you like some of these like big story games like this, and Rockstar is so good at, and just like even like all that aside, just looking at this world and when they're going to all these different like sections and everything is just looks so visually like just breathtaking. And I love how this trailer, I felt like this trailer showed a lot. It was like a 5 or 6 minute thing or whatever.
Yeah, about 6 minutes.
Where they went into a lot of different things, and they even showed like little clips of people talking and everything. But you never really felt like you were getting spoiled for anything. It was like they would include just enough to be like, I want to know more about this person.
And then,
And then they cut away. Like, right when it's like, you know, it just gives you a little bit out of context to be like, oh, why are these people fighting? Why is this, that, you know? And then nope, we're moving on. And
gotta wait for that game.
I love it. I love it. Like, they're treating, and the only reason they're able to treat it like this is because it's such a big deal that so many people already know. And, like, there's so much attention on this game. And I kind of like... In a way, the marketing has been weird, but I also kind of like they're keeping, you know, everything just out of reach so that you stay interested. They're like, we're just going to tell you a little bit, and then yank it back away.
They at the end, they hinted the next video where it's like, next thing, you know, he went on the train car and was like, the create reaction there is like, next one, we're going to talk about missions. Like, okay, show me more.
Yeah.
Let me know how the missions are going to go.
You're hungry. You're hungry for that, for more information.
And since it's coming out in, actually, it's about 2 months,
Yeah, not too much,
I imagine we'll see that in a couple weeks. I imagine they got at least a couple parts. I imagine at least 4 parts.
Yeah, I definitely think it has to be like more than 2 because like I don't think they would have been like part 1 of the. You know, I think it's at least like 3 or 4 probably. And you think if one of this was kind of like the scenery and everything, and then the next one's missions, you think one of them might be online.
I imagine one of them has to be online. That's one thing people are waiting for. I can
see that being the last one. But
my buying decision probably won't be based on online.
No, me neither. But it might be a fun.
Unless it's really good and you are all kind of into it a little bit.
It might be like it sounds like me and Will be getting this day one. So like I don't want to completely like poo-poo online from the start because like it might be something that me and Will might be like, yeah, let's do this. Like it might be really fun.
Yeah, if you guys are and Alex and. Is Alex excited for
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, our friends are into the Red Dead Online. If that's really good and you guys are into playing, it's like, okay, I'll get this earlier than potentially expected. Or that just be the thing. Like,
because, I mean, that's the thing we don't know. We don't know right now what that's going to be. And
I still have my theory or prediction that it's not going to be as big as GTA Online, but... Many things aren't as big as GTA Online. That's not against Red Dead.
And it might just be different. Yeah. It might just be a different sort of system than GTA. Like,
I might like it better, but I just can't imagine it with GTA Online. I
don't think anything about Red Dead 2 is going to be as big as GTA as far as popularity and stuff. I think it's going to be its own thing, but I do think this, not that I was never worried about Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever, but it was definitely, and I still think some people, like when I hear people just from this trailer we saw, and there were, you know, you get these little snippets of these conflicts between 2 people, and then it goes on to something else, and I hear so many people like start saying like, yeah, that's probably not even a story. That's probably just like you ran by this person and this happened or whatever, or like you shot this one person so it had this like a butterfly effect and did this, and I'm like, where are you getting this from? Like this just sounds like your imagination, which I'm like, cool. Great, but remember what that gets us, like the No Man's Sky type treatment, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like
that's kind of thing I've always been thinking. It's like, are people gonna be disappointed in this game because everyone's like hyping up?
Like I'm expecting Red Dead Redemption 2 to be an insanely good RPG.
Yeah,
but I don't expect it to be anything more than an RPG, and I'm gonna be very happy about that. Like I think it's going to do the things that like Witcher and Horizon and stuff do, but probably even better than they do in a lot of ways and everything. But I think way too many people are kind of like, every now and then there's a game where people just kind of project what their imagination brings onto a game before they had anything that has pointed towards that kind of thing. And I think this is definitely one of those games where I think some people need to like take a few steps back so that you're not disappointed. I don't want people to be disappointed in a fantastic game because they're expecting the craziest, like, you know, story system they've ever seen.
A couple other things. They had the camps Like, so you can talk about NPCs, you play games.
Yes, which that's
Get quests
kind of
from.
a staple from the original Red Dead. Yeah.
Talked about combat a little bit. Say grounded with reload times and recoil, and then they do that dead eye thing at the end. It's like, okay, you threw that grounded out of the way kind of quickly.
Deadeye had to come back.
And they talked about the bonding with horses,
which is
a
cool.
big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and something that Brandon Jones from Easy Allies kind of pointed out with the whole kind of weapons in the horses. They were talking about the horses. Guns you aren't using, you pack up in the horses.
Which I actually really like.
That is, yeah, make it sound like I imagine this was a case with Red Dead, and it's thing came with a lot of games. So I'm not knocking its old Red Dead games. You know, you had a bunch of weapons on you. Yeah, something like they're hinting at you may only have one weapon on you.
It's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure Red Dead you literally had every weapon you can have.
Which again, that's about most games. So.
Yeah, but I think that's really cool because that could change combat situations where it's like you're fighting with someone, you run out of weapons or whatever, so you have to hunker down and run, try to grab another gun from your horse, shoot, or maybe steal someone else's gun in the middle of a fight. Like
run away, try to get around, knock someone out, take their weapon.
Like kind of, it's a weird comparison to make, but Breath of the Wild, like it was a perfect example of like limit people's weapon use so they have to get creative.
Yeah.
You know, you can't always count on having this certain weapon or whatever. It's kind of how it would really work in a crazy shootout where it's like, just find whatever you can do. It's like,
so you think that is the case? There's going to be a bunch of people complaining about that they only have one weapon on them?
Probably. But I like that. I like limitations with that because I think it makes you be very creative. Yeah, that's what I love that in Breath of the Wild so much. Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's not an annoyance where you're running out and have nothing around you, which I doubt is going to be the case. I think Rockstar's smarter than that.
I think so.
Obviously.
And I think you probably, just from the first Red Dead, you run into enough encounters with people, you could probably restock.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, so Red Dead, looking good.
Hyped. Very hyped.
I'm surprised of no one.
I would like to see Mr. William Outlaw's impressions when you get him back on.
The Outlaw himself.
The Outlaw himself. This seems like his game, man.
Okay, next thing. The next day after the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer, we had QuakeCon. And at QuakeCon, like Bethesda promised, we got Doom Eternal stuff. I'll say Doom 2. That's not right. It's Doom Eternal.
It's not, Jeff.
So they had a little presentation thing, which I didn't watch the whole thing, but it sounded in some ways more interesting than their E3 conference.
That's what
better paced and everything.
I really only saw the Doom stuff, but yeah.
I saw the Rage 2 stuff. I had that on here.
Okay, I haven't actually seen that.
It looked good. I think you and Will were kind of interested in Rage 2 or thought it looked good. Watch that. I imagine it'll just make you kind of want it more.
I think so.
It looked good from what I saw. But for Doom Eternals, a couple notes I took from it. I'm getting these notes from Colin Stevens from IGN to make sure I got everything because I haven't played the first Doom, so I don't know what's different.
Neither have I. I have it.
So the show gameplay of it, showing off new weapons like a shoulder-mounted flamethrower, extendable arm blade, and a hook attachment.
That's the thing. That's the one right there.
Yeah. So like it's just an attachment you can put to your shotgun, so it feels like something you may not have all the time.
But it looks like one of those things. Like the biggest compliment I can give to all the stuff they show with Doom Eternal is it looks like it fits so much that it's almost like it almost makes you feel like, oh yeah, that's always been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You watch that and it doesn't even look like it doesn't look out of place at all when you see people. It's the same type of map that was in the normal Doom, but they're zooming around like with this, and it's like, it looks like it's gonna be weird to go back to the regular Doom and not have that now. Like, and that's
why we need to play the first.
It's
Doom
so
first.
seamless. Yeah, it's great.
Destructible demon system where I guess the difference is demons explode differently or whatever and make it more realistic as far as them falling apart. Cool.
More guts.
Yeah. ID said, we're not just making a Doom game anymore, we're building a Doom universe. No release date for Doom Eternal has been given, though ID has confirmed that the game is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
The Switch.
Apparently,
might be immediately.
Might be immediately.
Interesting to see Bethesda continuing to support the Switch with their new franchises.
But Bethesda games have done pretty well on there. I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about Wolfenstein.
Yeah. I guess it was really recent.
Yeah.
I think Doom did pretty okay. Skyrim done really well on it. No surprise.
Skyrim's going to do good on anything.
But I guess Doom did well enough to like, okay, we'll put it on there. It probably helped that it's a brand new game. I know a lot of people are like, why would you get Doom Eternal on Switch instead? Like, I mentioned this to Darby beforehand. I'm more interested in Doom Eternal after watching this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the point like I probably wouldn't get this on Switch.
Oh, I would never get
Yeah.
this on Switch. I mean, that's just
But it's a nice thing to have for people who really like Doom, have to expend income and want the portability.
Yeah, if you
or
really-
people who only have Switch.
right. Like, I mean, it's more options. It's good, and it's so weird because like the vast majority of games, I'm like, yeah, of course I'd get it on Switch, like if I have the option. But when it comes to honestly most Bethesda games,
Yeah.
it's like these kind of like powerhouse shooters. Like, yeah, I don't really want them on Switch, but I'm glad to just see more support for the Switch.
Indeed.
And well, will we see it more later? Yeah, we will see more Switch support later from big companies. But I'm excited for Doom Eternal. Jeff seems more excited than he's been previously, so we both need to play it. Like I haven't actually played it, but I've seen enough of the original Doom to kind of know a lot of what goes on with it. So
It's like my kind of first-person shooter, just single player. Just like
fast, arcadey,
Yep.
fun.
Yeah, again, the shit off Rage 2 as well. That look fun. Look fun.
Still colorful and Mad Maxy.
Yep, showed off some vehicle stuff and all that kind of stuff, and went a little more into the mechanics.
Cool.
Looks good. And more Bethesda news. Bethesda acquired a new studio. I think that's kind of old news. I may have copied that headline wrong, but oh well. Okay, never mind. They did acquire it. Okay, this comes from Colin Sieges from IGN. Bethesda's officially getting a new studio in Dallas, Texas. Announced during the QuakeCon 2018 keynote, Dallas-based Escalation Studios, which was officially acquired by Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax Media, in 2017, is now officially Bethesda Game Studios Dallas. Bethesda confirmed that the Dallas studio is busy working on the upcoming Starfield title, as well as the mobile game Elder Scrolls Blades. It's unclear exactly what the Dallas studio will be contributing to both titles, but as Escalation Studios, it co-developed the Snap Map feature alongside ID software for Doom 2016. So, main reason put this in here was, Bethesda getting a new studio, big deal, especially since they're calling it Bethesda Game Studios City.
Yeah.
And the fact, this seems to be a studio that's at least heavily working on Starfield, which made me think immediately, Elder Scrolls 6 may not be as far behind Starfield as originally thought.
Right, like there might be more hands to work on. Like everyone might not be wrapped up on Starfield. There might be
then
another
working
team
on it
simultaneously working on Elder Scrolls. I still think it's a long ways away. I think this.
No.
This means that it might be 6 years away instead of 10.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that's probably what this means, which is good. It's very good.
I think this is just good news. Which probably means probably won't change when we get Starfield. It's probably more. Actually, it could, depending if both studios are kind of working on hand in hand. But it probably means we're definitely getting Elder Scrolls 6 faster.
Like I think they'll probably be made simultaneously to a degree.
Yeah.
So good news, and Bethesda just getting bigger.
Getting more studios in there, and I guess a couple other Bethesda things I can hop in there. See if you want to talk about it. Bethesda thing with Elder Scrolls Blades saying, "Hey, if you don't allow crossplay, that's a no-no."
Yeah. They were basically talking like at Sony, pretty much, like implying or directly saying. I don't really remember.
I think they were implying it, and then the interviewer was like, "So you're talking about Sony?" It's like, well, yeah,
we can't say yet. So they're basically saying like they wouldn't go on Sony's platform if crossplay.
But just
allowed,
for this game,
which is like it feels like a very kind of calculated effort on Bethesda's part, where it's like, I think Elder Scrolls Blades is a game where maybe you can afford to take that much of a hardline stance, whereas
they absolutely not said that for Doom Eternal.
Yeah, or whereas like Fallout 76, that's never ever you're never gonna say, hey, the platform that has 80 million users, we're not gonna be on your platform. It's not gonna happen. But I'm not criticizing for them because like if I was in that situation, it's like, yeah, you're literally throwing money away at that point just to prove a point. But this is the type of move that I feel like Bethesda is one of the companies that kind of has the balls to do something like that, to like try to promote change. And this is just another step in people getting kind of more passionate about the crossplay argument and trying to force Sony's hand more and more. Maybe these will be building blocks to when that actually happens and that kind of thing starts, but I don't think Elder Scrolls Blades has a lot of sway, but Bethesda does. And the headline that Bethesda is taking Sony to task for this is a lot juicier of a thing than Elder Scrolls Blades maybe not going to PlayStation.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
We will have to see how that goes.
Next story. This comes from Daniel Kruppa. I think that's how you pronounce it. From IGN. A new edition of Diablo 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch. The Diablo 3 Eternal Collection includes the original version of the game, the Reaper of Souls expansion, the Rise of the Necromancer pack, and all content updates, including the recently unveiled themed seasons. This confirms, this past week's leak surrounding the game.
Thanks, Forbes.
Yep. The Switch version supports up to 4-player cooperative play in a variety of ways, whether that's 4 people playing locally on a single Switch or connecting multiple consoles together wirelessly or online. This new version also supports the Switch's various control schemes, including the option to play using a single Joy-Con.
Why would you want to?
Options, Daria. That's all it is. The Switch version also contains Nintendo-specific items, including the Legend of Ganondorf cosmetic armor set,
Heck yeah.
a Triforce portrait frame, a chicken pet, and the Echoes of the Mask cosmetic wings. The Eternal Collection marks Blizzard's first game on a Nintendo platform for 15 years.
Which, honestly, the fact that people get to play Diablo 3 again, because there's going to be so many people quadruple dipping on Diablo 3.
The Switch is one of the things, perfect console.
Yeah. But honestly, the bigger thing for me for this is that Blizzard is putting something on Switch. And they're like Blizzard and Nintendo. And it's kind of another big company we've seen, Bethesda and Activision with Spyro and Crash at least. And
not Spyro yet. Spyro's not been officially announced.
We've seen, it's coming.
I know.
But you know what I mean. Keep it honest. Keep the facts. And now for Blizzard to actually be addressing Switch, and the biggest thing is we've seen a lot of companies kind of put baffling ports on there that was okay, this is kind of a niche thing, okay, whatever, a few people will buy it, and then they say, oh yeah, no, we're writing all of our Switch commitment off of if people buy this 10-year-old port, and it's
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, exactly. I'm what?
That's not even 10 years.
At least if this is what Blizzard's doing, I'm okay with that, because Diablo 3 is going to sell, Jeff. Diablo 3 is going to sell.
People are going to buy it just for the Legend of Ganondorf stuff.
You know what I mean? Selfishly, because I don't care all that much about Diablo 3. It's a fun game. But I don't care that much about it. But what I care more about is just continuing support from Blizzard on there or whatever. And yeah, if they base it off Diablo 3, I think
that's where I get into it. Speaking of Blizzard and other games, putting other games on there. Peter Stillwell of Blizzard told Tamura Hussein of GameSpot that it is feasible that Overwatch could be another game Blizzard ports to the Switch, while StarCraft 2 was probably not feasible.
No.
Just being honest there. Stillwell
even brought up the N64 StarCraft port.
Stillwell also said it's up to Team 4, Overwatch development team, if they want to try to port or not, because they Stillwell said it was up to them to port or not. And that took them 9 months. Yeah. So
I think that this is a little bit of an interview taken out of context and people running away with the headlines of Overwatch could be coming to the Switch just because of this one guy said maybe. The one guy said that the options.
Not even part of the Overwatch team, but found if something could
exactly. Yeah, he's not even part of Overwatch. So I really think maybe this wasn't worthy of quite the headlines that it got, because I still think it's probably not going to happen, or if it does, it's not happening right now. I still it puzzles me to think about Overwatch on Switch and that running well or being a good platform to play Overwatch on. It's another game like that where it's cool, I'm going to keep playing on PS4 because Overwatch seems like it would be a little much for the Switch, especially with Nintendo's online service being what it is. Who knows? That it might be great come September. Who knows?
We'll find out in about a month.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think about the possibility of it?
I think, especially if they're not working on it now, if Diablo does really well, which I think it is, I can see Team 4 trying it out. At least testing. Not saying anything until they know for sure, but at least trying to get it to run. I imagine they're at least looking at that possibility.
I don't think that they would just completely let this lie and be no, we're not going to try it. I do think it's because it's another platform for this game that just keeps getting hotter and hotter, and
because I imagine it wouldn't be us, but I imagine people would be double dipping for the chance of taking Overwatch on the go.
Yes, which it would be fun. It would be fun, but Yeah, I mean, if they can get over the like limitations of it, which I mean, Overwatch is not the most demanding thing in the world. Like it still does kind of have.
It'll obviously be downported,
and people play it on like not the highest end PCs and stuff. I mean, Overwatch is not the most demanding thing, but it's still, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to see. So basically, to sum up everything I'm saying, Tracer is confirmed for Smash.
Yes. Well, I think still or someone else did say they wanted Diablo or whatever in Smash. They
did, which it was funny but honestly, like, what developer could you go to right now and say, hey, would you like the best free marketing ever for your game? It's like, yes, I would like to be in Smash, of course. Yeah. Doesn't mean they are, but it would be interesting.
Yep. Okay, Derek, time to get some sad news. This comes from Jonathan Dornbush from IGN. Spyro fans will have to wait just a few weeks more than originally planned to play Toys for Bob's reimagined take on the first three Spyro adventures. Toys for Bob studio head Paul Yan, whatever, has confirmed in a blog post that the Spyro Reignited trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One will now be released on November 13th. Toys for Bob and publisher Activision originally had the trilogy collection scheduled for a September 21st release. Activision also released its own statement about the delay, citing the need for additional polish in all three games so the trilogy not only lives up to fans' expectations, but our own incredibly high standards.
This is a little surprising to me just because of how close we were.
Yeah, I imagine this might actually help it, getting away from...
Well, yeah, I agree with you, because like we've been hitting that drum for months of like these September games are screwed, some of them, because there's just so many of them. So this is one of those going away. And yeah, as weird as it is, November might be a better time for this game than September. This is also not the most surprising to me because we had the story a few weeks ago that was saying like only the first Spyro would be on the disc and the other one's download and everything. Like that kind of screamed to me that like this game's coming in hot, like they're still working on this, they're not quite ready, so they're like pushing, they're trying to get it down to the wire. So I'm not completely surprised in that way.
Yeah,
and I don't think this is the worst thing ever for this game.
Yeah, it may not even be the reason, like, so they can put it all on the disc. There's a rumor that it was that, but
I just think that's one of many. I think that's just a sign. I think that it was more that was that was just whatever result of an already kind of down to the wire, like we need more time thing.
And they want to get this right. They don't want to do a thing where they got to heavily patch part of the game or something.
Right.
So, and especially since they're coming off Crash doing really well, they want to keep that momentum going.
Yeah. And usually September would be the perfect time for this game, but like we're saying, I don't know if it is this point this year.
Yeah. Wait. Unfortunately, I think that comes out now the same day as Hitman. And same week
Spyro will outsell Hitman.
Yeah. But also the same week as Pokemon.
Spyro will not outsell.
And Fallout.
Not outsell Pokemon.
So it comes out during a bad week.
Yeah. I mean, like, it really comes down to there is no such thing as a good week anymore to release your game.
Yeah.
Except for Octopath, whenever they did in July. That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good time for that game. That was pretty good. Okay, so moving on, Darby. This has been the hot story.
It has been the hot story for quite a while.
Yeah, we may not go into as much into it because it's been talked to death, but we're obviously talking about the IGN plagiarism fiasco.
Yeah, we're obviously, I think if we had done a podcast last week, it probably would have been a big section of it, but now it kind of just feels a little redundant to go too much into it, so I'm probably just going to give our general opinions.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you our opinions are going to be pretty much the same as everyone else.
Yep, so I'm going to just run over the general bullet points just in case you need a reminder. Right. There's new stuff came out as late as a couple days ago.
It keeps going.
And if you haven't heard about this
then here you go. You're in for a wild ride.
Philip Mewson, that's how you pronounce the last name?
Yeah.
Okay. Formerly of IGN, posts a Dead Cell review on IGN/YouTube. YouTuber Boomstick Gaming, not Broomstick as a lot of people like to say, sees reviews and realizes it's similar to his and makes a comparison video.
Which is very compelling comparison.
Me saying similar is very nice to Mewson.
It was like almost line for line, almost word for word.
Pasting was the exact same.
Yeah, switching.
IGN removes reviews saying that they will investigate. Less than 24 hours later, IGN finds it to be plagiarism and fires Mewson.
Yep.
Someone points Jason Schreier of Kotaku to another case of plagiarism being his FIFA review for IGN.
Yeah, on his own personal YouTube channel.
Mewson makes apology video, which has since been deleted, by the way, and basically challenges Jason Schreier and the internet to find more cases of plagiarism. More cases and allegations have been found.
Lots more.
IGN has now removed all Muson's posts from the website because about everything he's ever done plagiarized, pretty much.
Like, this is a story that, like, it was bad at first, and then he came out with his video where he never really fessed up to much.
Oh, and the video was monetized.
And the video was monetized, and he called out a bunch of other people, and then, like...
Called out Jason Schreier by name.
Like, that was like, holy crap, the story got worse, and then since then, it's like... If you're not familiar with this, there's even cases where it was like literally he just word for word copied.
He took a word for word thing from a NeoGAF post.
Yeah.
And just read it line for line from his video.
It's pretty wild. So basically, I think it's pretty unequivocal at this point, like how everyone feels about it. It's like, yeah, this was blatant plagiarism. It's kind of disgusting. Like, you know, just the fact that he got to that big of a place in the gaming landscape by doing this, and it's very lazy and just like, especially someone who studied journalism and worked in a like leadership and editorial role at a paper. It was my college newspaper, but still, like, we had a lot of things going through, and I had to deal with some plagiarism stuff like this. I hate this stuff. Like, this stuff bothers me like more than.
So that's one thing I know is anyone who's even remotely connected to journalism is like, no, this, or even more pissed off than normal.
Oh,
especially because you would like a job at IG, and that's like your kind of something like that, like your kind of dream job, and seeing someone do this to get in there and continue to do it.
That's the thing, especially in like the gaming landscape, when like these jobs, it's so hard to get into them. There's so few of them. It's almost like getting drafted into the NBA or something. It's like, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And there are so many people who would love to have his job and would work hard and do it, and for that to happen, it's discouraging. But I definitely want to like have it, or at least me, and I think you agree, I want to have it out there that it's like, I don't blame IGN for a lot of this. I think they handled it very well.
Once it came out, they handled it, I think, the best they could have.
I mean, they immediately took the review down, did their investigation, fired him within a day, and now they're like taking down this other stuff. They really couldn't have done anything more, and especially on like a video side, it's very hard to catch plagiarism, especially to something like this tiny YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, why didn't they catch it? Blah, blah, blah. That means they had to listen to every video.
Right. And though like that's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
When there's been other stuff where it's like it was just written articles, some of them within their own site, that was like he literally plagiarized other people working at IGN. And I am wondering if this is going to kind of spur a change in the way that these sites do things. Like, are they going to put in more measures to do the, like, what's the thing?
Turn it
in? Yeah, like turn it in, like those type of programs. I would hate for that to be something that you'd have to do, because you would think when you get hired at a video game website, you would think you really like video games, and like that's something that you want to write about. Like Dan Stapleton from IGN, I think he said like there are a lot easier ways to make this little money. It kind of is baffling why you would even get to that point. I don't know. I think this is a wild story. It's crazy, and it sucks for video game journalism, but I don't think it's something I think it's going to pass.
Yeah.
And honestly, the biggest thing about it is there are so many like kind of crazy conspiracy theorists on gaming journalism already, like people getting paid for stuff that like never really seems to actually happen. And I hate that this guy's fanning those flames.
Yeah.
And this guy's giving that more fodder.
Just making good people at IGN's lives harder.
Yep.
In every way.
The next 2 years, every single comment to every single review is going to be like, was this plagiarized?
Oh, no. Yeah, it happened like the Monster Hunter World PC review.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it came out like right after that. All the comments were like, oh, did you guys plagiarize this too? Like, the guy said, that was just one guy. It's not all of... Okay.
You gotta grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up. So, hey... plagiarism is bad. Also, last closing thought: if you're ever on like the wrong side of a like journalistic or like situation, don't challenge Kotaku. Like, do not challenge Kotaku to like find more stuff about that.
We didn't know he plagiarized.
Like, I don't care if you don't think you did anything wrong. Don't don't challenge Jason Schreier, because if you did do something wrong, it's gonna get found out.
I mean, honestly, I know Jason put us to work, but he didn't have to do a lot of it. A lot of people were just like, "Hey, Jason, here's some other things." Jason's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, I mean, it was like the internet. There's so many internet sleuths out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But.
Okay, next story. This comes from Vicky Blake from Eurogamer. The head of Microsoft new studio, The Initiative, has taken on a wealth of new talent from a number of high-profile studios, including Sony-exclusive Santa Monica Studio, Rockstar, and Crystal Dynamics. Those are some good names, Darby.
Those are some good names, yeah.
Studio head Daryl Gallagher originally made the announcement on LinkedIn, but has since deleted the post. However, Resetter's Crimson Eclipse was able to take a screenshot before the post was removed. New additions to the team include God of War 2018's lead producer Brian Westergaard, Rockstar's Christian Cantamessa, which I think I saw she was like one of the head writers for Red Dead Redemption 1, which
that's pretty big.
Daniel Newberger from Crystal Dynamics, and Microsoft's own senior director of portfolio planning, Blake Fisher. Also has on here Annie Lore, an experienced recruiter who's worked at Riot, Respawn, and EA, also joins the team along with ex-Crystal Dynamics Lindsay McQueenie, who will be the initiative's new HR and culture manager.
Jeff, this seems like a straight up super group.
Yeah. It's not even the thing of, they're putting these people being in the game thing like to make it sound better. It's like, no, these were big part. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is another like awesome like step of Xbox trying to do everything right. They're trying to do everything that people have been complaining about with their first party lineup. It's like, we're going to acquire all these studios, make this new studio, and this is not just some little thing. This is like, we got big names, big
now
money
Microsoft, if you make the studio make a game as a service title, I'm not going to be happy. Let them make what they want, but I imagine with this pedigree, they're going to try to go for the single player. Like story-driven
thing. We're announcing Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just let them do it. That's what I'm saying that, but they know that's what they need.
There's too many like narrative-focused names on that. Like, honestly, if this is anything other than... I mean, like, they can go any direction within that, but, like, I would be completely shocked if this was not, like, some sort of single-player story-based.
And I imagine that's why Microsoft got them, because they're not stupid. Phil Spencer's not stupid. And people at Microsoft aren't stupid. They know that's what people want. That's the kind of exclusives they kind of need to...
I think that was a big part of acquiring Ninja Theory and
Compulsion Games.
Yeah, like doing this stuff, like just having all these new studios. They know, like Xbox is very, very hyper aware of what people want right now, and it's making Xbox a very like favorable looking company, even if they still don't have the products right now.
They have the services, and this game they're working on. We're not going to get to next generation, but again, what we talked about with their E3 presentation, they were less trying to get people to buy the Xbox One. They want them to, but they're more focusing on building for the future and getting people into the Xbox.
Because right now, like Xbox has the services and the like general mindset and direction that would make me buy an Xbox. We're just missing the games.
Or at least get their services and games on your PC.
In some way or another, give them money.
Yeah, pretty much, which is what they're going for.
Yes.
So,
we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And speaking of new studios, this comes from Brian Sinclair from GameIndustry.biz. Crystal Dynamics has developed another facet. The studio that led development on the Tomb Raider franchise for the last decade announced today, or the past week, the launch of Crystal Northwest, Bellevue, Washington-based satellite studio. Crystal Northwest, which began operations today, last week, will initially serve as a technology development studio supporting Crystal Dynamics projects. It will start with an upcoming game based on Marvel's The Avengers, the first of a multi-game licensing agreement Marvel struck with Crystal Dynamics' parent company, Square Enix.
When the hell are we seeing Avengers?
I don't know. There is E3. We figured Square Enix is having direct. They're obviously going to show something. Then they show a remix of a Kingdom Hearts trailer, a little bit of Tomb Raider gameplay, which it was fine, but not the most exciting thing that can pretty much, in a way, center your conference around on.
Right.
A couple smaller game announcements. Oh yeah, we have more information on the Quiet Man. We got a gameplay trailer for it. Not that good looking. I mean, it looks rough.
I hated the E3 trailer.
No, like, it's a $15 like digital title.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so it's like that's one of the two games you announce at your thing. So
and even like on paper, a new Platinum game sounds good, but that trailer was nothing. Like, it was just a bunch of
Trailer
weird
was
lore
cool,
talk.
but it's
It
not
was
the.
not cool. I didn't think it was cool, but
I thought it was pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, I wanted more, obviously, but it's like, okay, this could be cool. We'll see where it goes. But again, that's like the only big thing out of your conference.
Yeah.
But let's stop talking about the conference. Like, yeah, the Avenger thing. Yeah, I was thinking, I didn't expect it, but people were like, maybe we'll get it, their Marvel game thing at Comic-Con. Again, didn't expect it. But it's like, I guess to some point, I'm kind of expecting maybe the Game Awards.
Game Awards is
It's not that E3.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Honestly, gun to my head, I say E3 2019, but I think Game Awards is pretty much the only other possible thing, because I feel like it's I feel like it's too big for Gamescom. In a weird way. Like, I just feel like Avengers.
Oh, yeah, that's this week. We're going to have a good bit of news next week, Darby.
Yeah. We're finally getting to that time, Jeff. We made it through the dog days of summer, kind of. Like, we're getting
Of course, when the news starts coming, we can skip a week. But
yeah.
At least we got Smash done. Okay, yeah. So, who knows when we'll see Avengers. At least they're, building a studio which not mainly focusing on development, but will help with it.
Yeah.
But it also makes you think it's really far away. You never heard about it a while ago.
Oh, well. As long as it's good, I'll forget about all of this.
Yeah, at least we got Spider-Man.
Because, we're really hurting for games to play right now.
You're right, Darby. You're right. And we're also hurting for Marvel games. Not like we're getting one in 3 weeks. So excited. Okay. More studio-related news. Good time for that, Darby. It's from Matthew Handrahan from GameIndustry.biz. The Sumo Group has acquired the Chinese Room, the UK developer Adair Escher, and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. The Chinese Room will now be part of Sumo Digital. It's 4th in the UK and the 5th worldwide. I guess talking about Chinese Room's like its 4th/5th studio. Dan Pinchback, one of the founders of the studio, will take the role of creative director, while his co-founder Jessica Curry will continue her work as an independent composer. Paul Porter, Sumo Digital's managing director, said that the intention behind the acquisition is to allow Pinchback and his team to, quote, continue to create the unique, innovative games that they are known and loved for. End quote. Sumo has also committed to investing in the Chinese Room, further growing their team. It's cool.
Yep.
Sumo Digital is getting bigger.
Yeah. I don't have much to say because I don't even really play these games. But
yeah. I enjoyed Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Cool little game. Yeah. I like it. It sounds like for Sumo Digital's one of the acquisitions, like, yeah, we're gonna and I think it had more stuff in the article about it. Yeah, we're acquiring this to more so help them do their vision.
Were they completely indie before those?
Yes.
Okay.
Where it's like they're not gonna force like, hey, make this kind of game. We're like, you do what you want, we'll back you, whatever. Just do what you do.
Which seems like a trend recently.
Yeah.
I mean, even the EA originals to Ninja Theory with Xbox and just a lot of different. Like it seems like a lot of these big publishers are starting to realize that
those small games that aren't the big AAA thing, they sell when they're good.
Yeah, and like they're a lot better when you just let the developer do what they want to do or whatever. Which obviously the bigger the game gets, the less that's the case, just because of how much money's put into it. Like these investors, like they want control because they're putting so much money into it. But when you're talking about Everybody's Gone to the Rapture size game or Hellblade size game, you're a lot better just letting the artists do what they want to do. Yeah. So, I appreciate that.
I do too. Oh yeah.
Should I play Everyone's Gone to the Rapture?
It's good, but with everything going on now,
probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. All right, Jeff. Let's move on.
Yeah. Sorry. There was a change.
Breaking news. Is it breaking news or just?
No, is you changing the source.
Right.
Yeah, that's coming from Jason Schreiber for Kotaku.
My bad.
Longtime executive Patrick Sutherland, who spent nearly 20 years working at Electronic Arts in various positions, is leaving the publisher this year after receiving a $20 million bonus in 2017 that was granted in an attempt to get him to stay. Well, we'll see how that went. He made $48.3 million last year, according to SEC filings. Quote, we wish Patrick the very best in his next life adventure, and we thank him for his many significant contributions. EA boss Andrew Wilson said in a letter to employees, also posted on the company's website. Sutherland served as CEO of DICE before rising up the ranks to take over EA's worldwide studios, where he oversaw the publisher's development projects ranging from Battlefield to Madden. Earlier this year, his title changed yet again as EA announced in April that he had become Chief Design Officer. Laura Miele now oversees EA's game development studios.
Yeah, not too much to say here. It's weird. Patrick Sutherland's one of those people that we all know just because he's there every year in E3. But other than that, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but, like, I mean, and it's not all his fault. Just, I mean, it's really, I should just say EA's press conferences in general are just poorly planned and boring. And he's just part of that. Like, you kind of can't
He's kind
help.
of the face to it. It's like when nothing against the guy.
It's just you recognize him
by
for
all accounts, he's a great businessman.
I'm sure
but
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of the face of the EA press conference, and then when you see it come out, you're like,
Yeah, and just like all of anyone who's forward facing at EA is going to be taking a bunch of is going to be taking their lumps in a lot of ways, but. I don't really, like, with a company this big, I don't know how much this means. Like, someone else will just fill it out. I think plans will mostly be the same. It's kind of interesting that, you got so much money to stay in peace. But in the long run, for us, I don't think this matters.
I don't think it affects us. I think EA feels it will at least hurt their business, at least in a short term.
Probably.
If they were willing to give him that much money.
Yeah, and having to change it. And the fact that they obviously wanted him to stay. They obviously really wanted him.
EA at least, you assume believes this will hurt them.
Yes, I mean,
but we will
can't
see.
Be good,
but they'll still make millions of dollars and be rich.
Yep.
$50 million, Darby. Oops.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep. Okay. This next story comes from Jesse Wade from IGN. Discord has announced its launch of the Discord Store Beta. It's jumped into distributing and publishing games on its platform. Because that's what we need, a chatting service. It needs a game store. The beta rolled out to 50,000 randomly selected Canadian users. Canada felt like that's something, Darby. On Thursday, who are current subscribers to Discord subscription service, Discord Nitro.
Yeah.
Selected players will see an upgraded interface with the new features, including a new tab for the Discord store where individual games are available for purchase. The Discord store, which will offer newly released popular titles as well as the new First on Discord section, indie games that are exclusive to Discord for approximately 90 days, after which the developers are able to release them anywhere. Discord wants to focus its support on indie developers and said in a statement, supporting indie games pushes the boundary of creative game design and is important to innovation and the long-term health of the industry. And if you look at probably Discord and Jesse's article on IGN, there's a list of games that are going to be on there. Already on there. Like, I know Hollow Knight was one of them.
I mean,
Dead
not
Cells.
To completely, like, take what someone from Easy Allies completely said, but I agree with Ben Moore when he says, like, Ben Moore from Easy Allies said, like, the last thing I really need in my life is another place to buy games. Like, it is kind of true. From a consumer perspective, I'm like, why?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to watch this game because we got Steam, we got Twitch because we get games from that.
Yeah, I mean, I at least you have like Twitch, and then you have like the PlayStation Store, and Nintendo Store, and Xbox Store, and everything. Like, I'm just saying, there's so many stores in my life, and even on PC. I mean,
the Microsoft Store is even on PC
stuff, and like the Windows Store and everything. I kind of get where they're going for because I think Steam has lots of problems and it has extreme discoverability like issues. Because
if you don't know really what you're looking for, or you're not already. Or the game's really popular, good luck finding it.
And sometimes even if you do, it's just like there's just difficult things to navigate with Steam. It's not the most consumer-friendly service, and it has some serious problems. So I get where they're coming from, but it's one of those, if you're someone who plays PC games, you're never going to be able to just use Discord service because they're not going to have, like, they said they're going to have like a, more curated thing, but at least right now, you're not going to have Call of Duty and Battlefield and like the biggest stuff that people want. There's no one that's going to be able to just use Discord. They're going to have to use Discord and Steam, which sounds worse than even just using Steam. Like, I want to be all on one platform. I want that platform to be better, but at least in the short term, I don't see what would draw me to using another service that just has a few games.
Well, seems like they're at least getting the high profile indie games, which helps. I guess what we need to see are their prices different. Like, what games are going to get that first one Discord? Like, it could be a thing. There are a couple indie games we won't let on there. We might just get on there so we don't have to wait 3 months.
But does it also? I mean, like, if it's a discount, I'll take it because like it's smart. But does it not annoy you that there's going to be another thing on your computer that you have to click on? It's like, oh, do I have this on Steam or this? No, I have it on this or whatever. It's just
Discord
like,
anyway.
I'm just saying, like, I like having everything on one.
I get
on one
that,
platform.
but on another hand, from a consumer standpoint, Steam's too powerful. Needs something.
It does, but I don't know.
We'll just wait and see.
I just don't see this working out for them all that well. But maybe that's just the biggest thing that I'm coming from is just I don't see this as a thing. That
This
lasts,
is never going to be Steam levels.
I just don't see it as something
But
that continues on.
I guess it's also kind of thing like, how big do they want this to be for it to be considered successful?
Yeah, but I think at least in the short term, this could be very good for any indie games that get to be on that platform because suddenly you're on this platform that only has a handful of games, so your name stands out. It'd be good for them. Mm-hmm. It's just I'm just I guess a lazy consumer who just doesn't want more things to sift through. But,
see how that goes. Let's hope it doesn't go the way of Movie Pass. Oh boy,
they still a company. They completely fallen apart yet.
Well,
they limited the amount of movies. Right?
Did you see the whole canceling thing?
Or
people tried to cancel it, and then Movie Pass redid their subscription.
Oh no!
After they canceled it, so people, lots of people are calling them like, "Yo, what is this? I canceled."
Oh no, baby! What is you doing?
Yeah. So okay, enough of that. That's not good. This next story comes from Nick Santangelo from IGN. Oop. I forgot to put the author, so I had to bring it up on my phone so I could get proper credit.
I thought you completely like X'd out of the article like right before you were about to read it.
Nope, I meant that. I did a different X out. Okay. Another Don't Not Entertainment game is being adapted as a television show. Fox 21 has been granted the rights to make a vampire series, publisher Focus Home Interactive announced. The series will be developed by DJ2 Entertainment and Wonderland Sound and Vision. DJ2 previously partnered with Square Enix to produce a show based on Don't Nod's Life is Strange. I think that was worded a little wrong because I don't think that's come out. I checked.
Did it say come out?
Or partnered with I don't know. The way it sounded to me, it sounded like it was out. But it's maybe I'm reading it wrong. No release window was announced for Vampire TV adaptation, but DJ2 Entertainment CEO Dimitri Johnson said his production company got on board with the project well before Vampires even released in June. Quote, we believe it is a fantastic premise for a television show, said Don't Nod CEO Oscar Gilbert. We cannot wait to see how the talented team at Fox 21 will bring out the darkly atmospheric universe we're getting into television. So this is never being made, right, Darby?
No, and I feel like the only play that they the only play that they must be taking here is thinking we're targeting people who have no clue what this game is. Like you're trying to target just a TV audience that will see a vampire show because there's no way it's like this vast vampire audience is going to go over to the show. Like it's very weird. Yeah. Very weird to me.
The premise, I mean,
it does kind of sound like a show premise. I mean, like,
I'm about to get it. Like, as far as video games goes, like, if it is made, it'd probably be good because it's the way things go. But the premise of it's not like maybe not something I'll watch, but it's not like it'd be a solid television show if it's done right.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a reality where the vampire show ends up being more popular than the vampire game because again. I just think that the audience they're targeting is not the gaming audience. The audience will just be people who think, like, I think that the only way this is successful is if like your mom watches it and you're like, and you see her watching it and you're like, that was a game first, right? And she's like, wait, really? I think that's the way that this has to be. We'll see. I
mean, honestly, as far as video game stuff being transition to live action stuff, this could have a decent chance if it's actually made. I think it lends itself better than most other things.
It's not like the most gamey thing.
I watched because I knew I was never going to get to it. I watched Team Fortress play for it just to see, and I think it could lend itself pretty well to a TV drama if it's done right.
Yeah, if it ever comes out.
Exactly. Okay, I guess final regular news thing. We got some Jump Force news because we're one of the few people that talk about it, and by we I mean mainly me.
What do you mean? I'm really pumped for Spiky Hairdo number 3.
How'd you know their hair was spiky? Okay, so Marshall D. Teach, also known as Blackbeard, and Sanji from One Piece, represent Straw Hats, wearing a Straw Hat shirt, are announced, as well as Gon and Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. So that's exciting.
Are you supposed to say Hunter x Hunter or Hunter Cross Hunter?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I hear different ways, man. I think I hear more Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Hunter Cross Hunter sounds weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just hear people. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
So,
anime.
I guess my opinions of this.
MHC.
If you saw me and our friend Alex Boone did Jump Force kind of roster predictions last One Thing a while ago, and we specifically mentioned Blackbeard and Sanji for One Piece as characters, we'd be interested in thinking could get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, wasn't a sure thing because the One Piece roster for J-Stars was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
so you got it right.
Yeah.
Woo!
Because it had Luffy, of course, which was, of course, going to be in it. And then the other 3 characters announced for it were just kind of out there.
Yeah.
Just kind of random. So,
this is more obvious.
Yeah, these make more sense because Blackbeard's kind of set up to be like one of, if not like the final main villain.
Right.
And Sanji and Zoro, who's also announced, are like the top 2 in the Straw Hat crew. And the best fighter, so
okay.
Makes sense. And Hunter x Hunter was obviously going to be in the game. It's very popular. Gon, main character, go. So that makes sense. And Hisoka's like the most prolific villain in a way.
So there are 2 Hunter x Hunter characters.
Yep. And there was another playable Hunter x Hunter character in J-Star. So I imagine Killua, who will probably be announced at some point.
So in J-Stars, did like the biggest ones get like 3 or 4 or something?
Yeah, a lot of like One Piece was the only one who got 4 because it's One Piece. Dragon Ball and Naruto, and maybe like another 1 or 2. And I think Yu Yu Hakusho got 3. Some other ones got 2. A lot of them got 1.
Gotcha.
So it just really depends how big this series is. Bleach got 3 when I only got 2 last time, so Hunter x Hunter could get 3 as well. One Piece already has 4, so this could be the cap.
My Hero Academia is going to get 3, bro.
Probably.
If not 4.
I imagine it's going to get no more than... May not get 4, unless Dragon Ball gets 4 as well.
I feel like it's probably not as popular as the other ones will ever, but it just seems like it lends itself to the fighting game good. Well,
yeah, I imagine it'll get 3, depending on how much other gets. I imagine 3 will be the cap. Also, partly depends when development for this start, because My Hero is getting more popular, so it just kind of depends, like, how popular it was at the time type thing.
Right.
But I can see them trying to push one of the characters, like, hey, this is popular, throw in this other character.
Now, Jeff, I'm starting to wonder if we should make the Captain Spirit thing just a spoiler cast on its own.
Okay. We can do that.
We can do that, or if you think we'll have a short conversation about Captain Spirit, we can have a short conversation about Captain Spirit. Do you want to just do the Smash Bros. Direct and then see how we feel?
Sure. And it could just be a short spoiler cast.
Could just be a short thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Let's see how we feel.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so yeah. Like we said earlier, we reacted and talked about the Smash Direct. We did that live.
You can go find it on Nerds Large YouTube channel or this podcast video.
Yeah. And, well, at least the YouTube video has timestamps. You can skip around, do that stuff. So... a bunch of people, and us included, have noticed a bunch of different stuff from the Direct that was hard to notice.
Yeah, Luigi's dead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we knew that.
Yeah.
Noticed a bunch of things after watching it and seeing it many times.
Right.
Kind of going over it. And
yeah,
people
when we talked
noticing
before, it
things.
was literally right after we watched it. So yeah, we're just mostly going to talk about things that we have learned or other people have
or rumors
found, speculations that have
and there's one tinfoil hat theory I got. That's not on here that I'm going to shoot over.
Yeah, I'm always excited about Jeff's tinfoil hat theories.
Okay. Now.
Can I get you an actual tinfoil hat to wear?
I don't know. Okay, first thing. Luigi is not... You cannot be seen in the rest of the Direct after he's killed in the Castlevania trailer.
So good. So funny. I did not really notice that at
Before
all.
you say anything, I'm not counting like the smash down thing where he's on the character.
Yeah, no, he wasn't showed as he was not in any of the gameplay footage or anything afterwards. Which
he did.
I feel like that has to have been intentional. That's so funny.
I appreciate sticking with the bit.
Yep. Commit to the bit.
Yep. Okay, Crom is an Echo Fighter of Roy. I don't know if we knew that. Because we immediately said Ike.
Yeah, you said Ike. We both said Ike in the reaction.
Everyone said that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was like when we were doing a reaction or afterwards we saw that it was Roy.
Yeah, which it is kind of like Roy with an asterisk because he does have Ike moves, right? Like, yeah.
Yep. Is it? He's officially an Echo Fighter of Roy, although he does have Ike's up B, his recovery.
Yeah.
His Ether attack, and Chron's Final Smash is, I think, completely different from any of the other Fire Emblem characters. Yeah. And I think even Chron's Ether's different than Ike's, has like a less number of strikes or something.
Yeah.
Maybe his sword dance is different.
Might be a faster.
Yeah, and I think it was Game Explain that noticed this, that it looked like Chrom is like Lucina doesn't have the whole more powerful at a certain point on the sword thing.
Okay.
Like Chrom is like with a point, and Roy the Hill, it sounds like Chrom's is evenly distributed.
Right.
So,
which is good for me because I'm not the best.
Yes. Yeah. So it's kind of like potentially the power of Ike, maybe not as powerful with a Roy moveset.
So might be your best Fire Emblem character.
Might be our favorite Fire Emblem character. May not be the best competitively, but maybe for us.
Yeah, for us.
Okay, for stages and stuff. Sakurai said the stage count is at 103.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we were saying during our thing, like, oh, people are going to count how many stages are on there and see how many stages are left. Well, it turns out there are 103 stages on the stage select screen.
Right.
When he said that. So if the 103 is the total for the whole game and not just him just saying that that's how many they're saying right now, that would mean no other stages, but I imagine...
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the truth, because I feel like the next Smash Bros. Direct is going to be focused on that next mode.
I agree with that, and we'll get to that mode later, but my only thing is that would mean we're not... I mean, this could be true as well. We're not getting any other characters from different series.
Yeah, because they would probably come with the stage. More than likely come with the stage. We might not be.
Because the only series that doesn't have a stage is Raw.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be the most surprised if the next Smash Bros. Direct doesn't announce characters. It just announces that next mode and goes crazy with that, and then it's like, okay, the game's coming out in a few months. Like, I mean, like, I would be a little surprised, but it wouldn't be like the
I'd be completely surprised. Like, I think they know, like, you can't have a Smash Direct without a character announcement. Because while if they do the single player mode, it's going to be a big headline. The character is the big headline.
It is
announcing a character.
That's kind of
and they said they were
what that mode is, but yeah. I agree with you though. I understand that.
I imagine what's going to happen is we're going to get another 1 or 2 general directs and have like a character in have one new character in it. However many regular directs we're going to get, just that's how they're going to end every direct or something.
Yeah.
They're going to throw in one.
I definitely don't see another direct with like as much as this, where it's like here's 3 Echo Fighters and 2 new fighters.
I can see it, like especially
but maybe I hope I'm wrong.
No, I can see it being like we get 2 regular directs, we get 2 characters from that, and then we get it's maybe another Echo Fighter in there somewhere, and then in another Smash Direct we get 2 other unique fighters and a couple more Echoes. I can see this being like the halfway point, and us getting like 8 unique characters.
Yeah.
And then like about 8 or so Echo Fighters.
Yeah, there was something about that like whole thing that just felt like it had some finality to it, to be like, look at how much this game has. Here are the numbers. Here are all this other stuff. It's something that felt like that, but it could just be this is what we've shown now.
We gotta get into it here, but there's still so much they can show, like stage builder and stuff. They could show. The whole single player thing.
But that part of that is what makes me worry about, like, is there going to be enough time in these other, like, are these things going to be character announcements, or is it going to be more of, like, let's show you all these things we haven't shown you as far as modes and stuff like that?
Oh, they'll be character announcements. They never have a Smash Direct without a character announcement.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Just depends how much. I
don't completely agree. I think there could be. I think there could be a Smash Direct that just shows this thing. I just wanted to be on the record. I do think there could be a Smash Direct, depending on what that single-player mode is, that could just be that. Probably, it might not be as long or anything, but I can say it might not even be a Direct. It might just be a trailer or something, but we'll see.
As they have a Direct this one, they're going to have one more in November. One more Smash Direct.
I really hope I'm wrong, because I want a bunch of new characters.
Yeah.
But,
Again, so it's either... Because we know we're getting more new characters. He's added blah, blah, blah. So it's either, these aren't the final count stages, or we're not getting any characters from series that aren't already in the game.
Yeah. Or we're getting, like, Shadow and just not a stage.
That's what I meant. That would be a character with the series already in the game. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
So no new series characters.
Right.
No Banjo.
It's probably not happening regardless, Jeff. But,
I can believe.
But keep the dream alive.
On the rules setting screen, there is an option for custom balance and pausing.
Okay.
Maybe they're pronounced custom balance. I have no idea what that is. It's a guy like on his knees with like an aura going on him, with like gravity's pushing him down or something.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. Pausing is like, wait, could you turn off pausing before?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? I mean, so like one of those things we were going to turn off. Like, was that a thing you could always do?
Maybe so. Just people, if your friend really was a jerk.
Yeah, for competitive, like, hey, you can't pause. You can't cheat like that.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. That sounds like a competitive thing. Or someone has a friend who's like Alex, but just way worse.
Yeah.
And he just is constantly trying to annoy people.
Yeah. No, this is a weird one right here. When they show up the music menu, we can see how many tracks there are for certain franchises.
Right.
There are only 2 tracks from Final Fantasy, the same as Smash 4, the same 2 tracks.
There's just 2 Final Fantasy 7 tracks, even though there's...
Both are battle theme, I believe. Just different versions.
Are they?
I think I remember someone saying that.
I thought they were... I think there are 2 battle themes, but I don't think they're the same song. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. But and this is also like Castlevania is like just as old, and it has 30. It has 30 tracks on it. So this is very much just screened. Square Enix isn't playing ball, and like I mean, I think this is another thing, kind of like the Dragon Quest thing, where it's like they make so much money, like in Japan, off of these
concerts,
these
and CDs
songs
and
stuff that they feel like they have to be like overly protective with this, which from an American standpoint, it just makes no sense to me, because hearing a song in a game is not going to make me be like, oh, well, I heard that song or whatever. Like that cheapens this concert thing or whatever to me. Because like if I want to hear that song, I could just go listen to that song. It's super weird. It's super weird to me.
Yeah,
and it just feels like it would just be like anything you put in Smash just feels like free advertising to me. So it's super weird to not play ball with it. But
yeah, or the other hand of it is not just a music thing, and Square Enix is just like, hey, we're just going to give you what we gave you last time. You can use that, nothing more.
But it's just like, if he's in the game, it's just like, what does it hurt to just put some...
What I'm getting at is, that might mean no more Square characters.
I think that's almost confirmed, I think. I would be surprised.
These are out there characters. Like, Sephiroth could have always been a thing. Gino. Sora.
Yeah,
Dragon Quest.
I mean, like, I think it's already crazy enough for Cloud to be in there, a like side character from 7. I don't see it happening, but Richter's in there. I mean, Richter's in there, and like there's other stuff.
Darby, Sephiroth for a boss.
I mean, dude, put as much as you want in there. I'm just trying to be realistic.
Okay. Next, for the classic mode, this is an interesting thing. I found this watching a Game Explain video, so they found it. Give credits to. Classic mode for each character seems to have titles that kind of tells its theme. For example, Kirby's is called Gourmet Clash, where he is fighting Yoshi in the battle they show for that.
Okay.
Yeah. DK is called Journey to New Donk City, where he's fighting at Murray Towers. So, that kind of proved that the title thing, Journey to New Donk City, is not just the name of that one battle. It's probably the name of the whole thing. Right. And the final normal battle is in New Donk City.
Which is cool.
So every stage in DK's thing, like every time you fight a battle in DK's classic mode, will be in a city on stage. And there are plenty of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are plenty of characters for Kirby to fight that eat people.
Right.
Probably. Involve mouths. Finally, Roy's is called A Journey of Swords, where the battle they show, he's fighting all Fire Emblem characters, which obviously have all swords.
Which this is really cool. Like, this seems like there's enough in this game for you to kind of like sandbox, like play with this. Yeah. Like, what combinations do you want? And this is honestly like, I don't know if you did the same thing as a kid, or is this just embarrassing stuff that I did. But like, we played so much of Brawl. There was definitely times where like I just like, I'm gonna have just Fire Emblem characters on the Fire Emblem stage, and I'm like envisioning a Fire Emblem battle, or I'm having like Link Zelda people versus Fire Emblem people, or having this or whatever. Like, I kind of like, it's so easy to do, so I kind of like having the little like themes.
I'm gonna call it now.
Heroes, villains, and stuff like that.
I will say I'm gonna call it now. I expect at least one character. I have no idea which one. Because there's plenty of fear with this. It's only gonna be battling villains.
That would be cool. Yeah, and like obviously like if you play Ridley, you end up fighting Samus at the end or something, and vice versa. think like play into that. You have so much in this game. Just play around with it. What do they do for Cloud? I wonder what's Cloud's like specific thing.
I don't know. Maybe do some kind of just be kind of cheeky and make it something that sounds like he's doing like I don't know, something like Final Fantasy VII Quest related. I have no idea what that would be. I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, it excites me. Like it's such a simple thing, but it excites me.
Maybe it's I can't come up with like RPG theme based. He fights a bunch of RPG people. So he fights Ness, Shulk, and
then suddenly Duck Hunt comes out there, but it looks like Red 13.
Yep. Yep. So. Okay. Now we're getting to the fun thing, Darby.
All right.
We mentioned that little mode thing that they've been hiding for us, and that we think is probably going to be a big focus of upcoming Direct.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The shelter main menu, the bottom left icon was blurred. At Noctilescent on Twitter.
I want to spell that one for us, Joe.
Yeah. Noctulescent was able to figure out the letters of the blur icon says spirits. He was able to do some funky computer magic with that.
Yeah.
This seemed to also be true of the Japanese, right? Who used the katakana, or we use the words. Able to do that. It translated the spirits as well.
Right. So that's pretty much confirmed. Yeah.
Yep. This is believed to be a new single-player mode, similar to Adventure mode from Melee and/or Subspace Inversely from Brawl. And most people are believing now Rathalos and Dracula are going to be bosses in this mode because, getting back to the whole stages thing, 103 stages. There's 103 stages on there. The Monster Hunter, what we thought was the Monster Hunter stage, was not on there.
Right.
And Rathalos stage, we even I think mentioned how flat it was.
Yeah, where it doesn't really look like a stage.
Yeah, and it looks more like you're just fighting Rathalos, like it'd be a normal, like 2D platformer boss. And same thing with Dracula. It's not the Dracula's castle stage. If you look at it, it's the same thing, a big flat thing where you're fighting Dracula.
Yeah.
And besides one scene with Richter and Simon, when you're fighting them, it's usually with just one player on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so. The Simon Richter thing probably tells us that this can be played 2-player, like other modes, like Subspace Inversely can be played.
Yeah.
So that could be a separate like boss rush mode, but I imagine it will be the spirit mode.
Probably more than likely. And it seems like it could be more of a like adventure mode in Melee was kind of like you go to the different places, right?
You go to different worlds, and
so this definitely seems
things.
like traveling through different like series basically, and that Monster Hunter would be one of those. Like one of not a boss. Like there might be things in between the bosses, but like a boss rush type thing going through there. It definitely seems like what it is. Which excites me. I just hope that the in-between stuff is better than what it was in Subspace Emissary because the platforming was not the best.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was hype. The cutscenes were hype, but
I'll be interested to see if they do the cutscenes and how they were doing. There's so many more characters.
There are so many characters in this game, and just so many rights and stuff. You have to be able to make Cloud in a cutscene.
And do the character trailers where people are dying left and right, are they connected to this?
I have to believe so. Like the fact that we have now seen between the Ridley and the King K. roll revealed, we've seen Mario, Mega Man, and Luigi all get like brutally murdered in a very like non-Nintendo fashion, and like they're all three of them were just like kind of out of nowhere, just brutally they are dead. And then this mode is called Spirits. I feel like it has to be connected, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it has to. It has to be. So I don't know if it's like, these characters are dead, so the other like characters have to like try to bring them back to life or something. That's pretty buck wild. So for a Smash Bros. Game.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. And this is probably the mode where you'll unlock character because again, being during the minority of this, not liking this, that you only start with the people from the original 64 game.
Yeah, which is a little weird because it seemed like. If it was that, it would seem like you start with the original 12
or 8,
and then you are like helping other people. But so far in this trailer, the ones that are dying is Mario is like an OG one. Obviously, Mega Man is not, but I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? It could just be loosely based on that.
It could
kind of theme. We'll have to see.
That could just be hinting that all your beloved icons are going to be brutally murdered.
So Darby, what bosses would you like?
Yeah, that opens up a whole new can of worms and stuff. Like it's hard for me to remember like what all was used in Brawl. I know there was like some Pokemon and stuff.
Rayquaza was the boss.
Yeah.
Piranha Pete, the giant flower from Mario. The
Yeah,
cages.
Yeah.
The boss Porky from Earthbound. I doubt they'd bring those back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like where they went before and like what kind of deal.
Well, Dracula.
And obviously, they showed that like third parties can have these bosses and stuff. It doesn't sound like Final Fantasy would have one, just the way that Square Enix is going down. I would love it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Breath of the Wild Ganon.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. Okay, so unless we're getting a character from Monster Hunter, like a Monster Hunter, which is always a possibility.
Yeah, could happen.
We know then they're willing to put in bosses that are third party and not represented by a fighter.
Yeah.
I have no. They have Dracula in there. Why not maybe Devil Jin from Tekken?
That'd be interesting.
That's one that popped in my mind.
That'd be really weird. Yeah. To be like All Stars actually had Hiachi, but then like.
Oh yeah. By the way, rest in peace, Hiachi's voice actor.
Yeah.
He also voiced him.
Okay.
I
don't know. This could be a whole nother thing. We probably need to think about this and then go into it. But
it's a lot they could do.
It's a lot they could do. Sephiroth. It's not gonna happen. Though.
I'm calling it Eggman.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
I got it. Especially for the story mode. An Eggman Dr. Wily co-boss.
Oh wow, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Do it. Do it, Sakurai.
That would be pretty sweet.
Okay, and I guess final thing with this is we got potential leaks, Darby.
Potential leaks?
We have 2 leakers that have been pretty on point so far. Verge Ben, which again has been writing everything and seems to be feels better about his predictions. This is the one more people are believing right now.
Yeah.
Said a couple things. I think I'm having trouble remembering what these both did. I think he called the E3 stuff. Everyone's back in Ridley and stuff, and maybe something from the Smash Direct. Right. But here's what he has for stuff that's coming up. Isabelle as an Echo Fighter.
Okay.
I gotta feel like it's happy. Isabelle seems just to be the face of Animal Crossing.
It seems.
I feel like it's either be that or somehow Sakurai will fit her as a normal, unique character. I don't see how that will happen. I
would imagine Echo Fighter.
It's not like he had a hard time just getting Villager a moveset.
I guess they had to get pretty creative with it.
Yeah. A Gen 7 Pokemon is sounding like it's gonna be Incineroar. For people who don't know, the giant fire cat luchador dude.
Very lame.
Legend, yeah. And Minecraft content of some kind.
That would be huge. And honestly, when I think about how big Minecraft is, a Minecraft stage.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, Minecraft's more likely. There's a very good chance we get Minecraft and not anything else Microsoft related.
Minecraft stage would be dope.
Minecraft stage. And that would be Creeper Assist Trophy.
That would be very big for Smash Bros. In general to just have that in there.
I'd be fine with that. I just don't want a Minecraft character.
And that would be kind of an extension of the Microsoft goodwill. I just worry that whole thing has kind of happened very later on. Minecraft wasn't on the Wii U or anything like that.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Who knows? I mean, that would be awesome, though.
I mean, especially if it's just a stage and assist trophy, Creeper Assist Trophy, come on.
That would be.
That could have came later in development, and they can throw that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you on the same page as me? Where I think if Minecraft's in there, I do think it's only a stage and the Creeper Assist thing. I don't see Minecraft Steve being a character.
I'm gonna not be happy. That's not gonna be one of the first time. Really, you're gonna make this a character?
Yeah.
It's Minecraft Steve. I mean, I know we've had avatars, but that's the most generic avatar, and it's not like there's really.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I like their moveset and all, but Robin and Corrin are kind of bummers to me because Fire Emblem has so many awesome characters to choose from, but to me, Robin and Corrin aren't characters.
Yeah.
Robin has never been a character in any Fire Emblem I've ever played because I named it my own thing. It was an avatar. I'm kind of against avatars as characters in fighting games, period, because it's like lame to me. Like that's not the character. You know what I mean? It's always annoying to me. Like Corrin is not a person to me. Like that's just they have a cool moveset, but that character means nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks that your opinion is not you're not alone in that opinion. It's just kind of sucks that people brought this up as well. It sucks that people feel that way and they forget about those two characters, but they have the most unique movesets out of the Fire Emblem.
No, I don't know. I mean, moveset is a totally different thing. Like there can be a character I don't like that has an awesome. They have awesome movesets. I'm just saying there is such a deep well of Fire Emblem characters, and the fact that two of them are basically characters that don't exist in my mind is kind of sucks.
Not here. Kind of where I'm getting at with Minecraft Steve, like he's even worse than those two.
Yeah, it is like
and I don't think he even has as much moveset potential unless they get really creative with building.
Yeah, you could do something, but I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay, second leak, Laws 18, which got the whole ET thing completely right, which it sounds like, but he said later he actually played the demo ahead of time, and he's gotten some other sources, and it's been a little weird, so less reason to maybe believe this guy, but he's been right.
Grain of salt.
Yeah, I think he called Simon and K roll for the direct, so
Okay.
like the
What's he got to say, Joe?
Okay, he has Skull Kid
Okay.
from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
That would be awesome.
Just in the game, he's thinking playable, and I'll mention that a little later.
That'd be pretty.
Tinfoil
wild,
Hat
but-
Derby. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Isaac from Golden Sun, and I got something with that as well.
Okay.
And next Smash Focus Direct in November. That I don't really get much thing to because that's like a no duh.
Pretty self-explanatory, yeah.
Now,
All right.
well, Skull Kid would be very cool. I want more Zelda representation. That's not a character.
Well, no,
direct.
like I would absolutely love it. I just don't feel like Majora's Mask has enough sway, especially in 2018, to get that. But put on the tinfoil hat. All right, let's get ready.
Okay,
tinfoil hat with Jeff.
Okay, the easy thing with Skull Kid is say we have not seen an assist trophy yet.
Yeah,
There's one we have not seen.
that is true.
Now, Darby, this is gonna be really tinfoil hat stuff.
Okay.
I hope you're ready.
I'm excited.
If you look in the background of the direct with the room Sakurai's in, you see the two chairs.
Okay, I've seen people talking about Wait, is this what we're going towards? Okay,
That's
all
what-
right. Sorry,
not what-
sorry. I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Not Waluigi. If you know Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, you know he has two fairies with him.
Yeah.
That's hard to tell.
You
But,
might be. You talk about.
okay, the chairs are the same color the fairies with
Yeah, you can see that.
as the fairies with Skull Kid, and that's not all. There's even more tinfoil hat, but screw it.
I've seen people with the purple and yellow being Waluigi's colors. That's where like most people.
People are looking at anything for Waluigi.
This is
though.
also true. This is true.
Where is it? Oh yeah. That pillow, same color as Skull Kid.
The thing is, I wouldn't put it past Sakurai. Like I would not put it past.
See, those things are stuck out there more than anything else. It fits Skull Kid perfectly.
I wouldn't put it past them to like go that deep into the hints.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me, but
I
well, and it's not like they won't like go back. Like they put freaking Duck Hunt in the game, which was like as retro as you can possibly do, and not someone that there was a demand for, and not like immensely popular right now, but they still did it. So like Skull Kid could happen, like just,
I mean,
just because like
this is a little different. I know Skull Kid's not at the same level. I'm not saying that. K-Rool, kind of same thing. Is a villain from the 90s. Right. Hasn't really been in anything significant since.
Not relevant to 2018 or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ultimate seems to be all about, hey, let's get the fanfare with the fan ones. Skull Kid, I think I can safely say, other than Ganon and his incarnations, as far as like one-off villains or anything, Skull Kid's the most popular.
Yeah. I mean, like, I love
There's an
that
assist
game,
trophy.
so
I feel like
really cool.
Skull Kid got a good bit of representation. There's obviously a moveset for him based, they may make a moveset on High Warriors. Also one thing.
I didn't know he was in Hyrule Warriors. Actually.
Yeah, they added him later on. The roster for that game's great. Also, we haven't seen his assist trophy. They added the moon as an assist trophy.
Yeah.
That's now another Majora's Mask.
Can I say that's probably like one of the best assist trophies?
Yes.
It's so good.
It'll be annoying. It will kill us all, but it's
but I
so
love
great.
it so much, yeah.
So they could have replaced Majora's Mask assist trophy.
For that, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing
You're
against
making me a believer, Jeff.
Thing against that is, when you think Skull Kid's Final Smash, you would think Moon, coming down, what pretty much that assist trophy is.
Yeah.
They could do like a cinematic for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Or they could just do him going full on Majora.
Yeah.
Transforming and do a cutscene with that.
Yeah.
So. Okay, now just a quick thing with Isaac. This is even less so. Isaac's also someone that people have been kind of demanding for. It's more of a niche thing. I think the first couple Golden Suns game on the Game Boy sold pretty well.
Okay.
The third game or something, I think it was on DS, it didn't sell nearly as well.
When's the last time there was one? I really don't know much.
2010.
Okay.
So this is a character kind of like Hyrule and Ridley. People have been demanding like for every Smash, just not as big, but
Well, now it seems more possible.
exactly.
Anyone feels possible.
He was assist trophy in Brawl, not in 4. They hasn't brought the assist trophy back.
Okay.
But this is a picture. I'm sorry. Just people that they have for Rathalos. People facing that.
Yeah.
That's the battle screen from Golden Sun. It could be a nod. It could.
Yeah, maybe.
That one's a little more tinfoily than
that is
Skull Kid, but you know,
less of a believer than the yeah. But we'll see.
I want Skull Kid, man.
Skull Kid excites me. Just as someone who really.
It may
loves
not
Majora's
happen,
Mask.
but that'd be dope.
I still want to play the Majora's Mask remake thing. I wish it was on Switch instead of 3DS. But
Yeah.
no. All right. Is that all you got?
That's all I have.
All right, well, Jeff, at this rate, I feel like we have to make Captain Spirit another video.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely happening. So
figure that could potentially happen.
Check out our YouTube channel if you want to hear everything we are about to say about the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm sorry,
the prequel demo thing for Life is Strange 2.
Yes, which is we're supposed to get news like
this week.
Yeah, it's like days away.
Gamescom. We will be talking about that, I am sure.
You bet we
will. Look for next week, probably. I imagine our thing, we're at least going to record it, even if it's not part of the podcast, our Spoilercast for A Way Out, which we plan on finishing tonight, probably.
Tonight.
Yeah. And you can watch that stream.
Yep, you can watch our full playthrough of A Way Out. The first 3 hours are up there now. We plan.
I imagine this will be out about the same.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be another. Like it sounds like the whole thing's about 6 hours, so this will probably be another 3-hour chunk, and then now you can watch us play the whole game after that. So enjoy that. This was good, Jeff.
It was good.
It was very good. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yep.
I'm just generally a happier person when we get to talk about Super Smash Bros. When there's Smash Bros. Things to talk about. Generally, my quality of life is significantly higher during this time. So,
I just remember something about the day Smash comes out, Darby. We're singing Every Time I Die that day.
The same day?
The exact same.
Oh, jeez. You think anyone's gonna have a Switch at the show? I bet there'll be someone. There'll be someone there with a Switch.
Probably not me, because I don't feel like taking my
That
Switch
sounds
trophy.
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds very dangerous.
Yep.
I mean, but there'll be someone. There'll be someone, yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Straw hats.
Straw hats.